おはようございます。Switzerland Travel Experience へようこそ。私はスイス政府観光局日本支局長のサーラ・ロロフと申します。このような時に今日の STE にご参加いただきありがとうございます。We will take you on a tour to Switzerland today. So get ready, because we're traveling right now. Welcome to Switzerland. As you can see, traveling might still be a bit different from what we're used to, but it is possible to travel to Switzerland. And since the 26th of June, Switzerland is welcoming international guests again, including Japan. And entering Switzerland for the Japanese is really easy. Either you have a negative COVID test or you're double vaccinated. There is no quarantine for Japanese guests. But let's have a closer look at how entering Switzerland, traveling within Switzerland, and traveling back to Japan looks like at the moment. Entering Switzerland for the Japanese is really easy. If the traveler is already vaccinated twice, you only have to fill in an entry form. If you recently had COVID, have recovered from it, and can prove that you've recovered from it, you also only have to fill in an entry form. If you're not vaccinated, you need to have a PCR test that is no older than 72 hours. There is no quarantine required for Japanese travelers entering Switzerland. Before traveling to Switzerland, it is important to check the travel insurance to make sure that an eventual quarantine or medical emergencies are covered. The vaccinations that are administered in Japan are all approved by the Swiss government, and the certification of vaccination has to be in English, and it has to state the name of the person as it is written in the passport. If you or your clients are not sure whether you can enter Switzerland and what the regulations are, you can always check on travelcheck.admin.ch, where it gives you exactly the measurements that have to be taken before traveling to Switzerland. Traveling within the country is really easy. All the public transport is up and running again, but there is a mask obligatory on all public transport. Accommodations are open, but a minimum distance of 1.5 meters inside has to be kept. Restaurants are open as well, but inside there is a mask obligatory. So when you walk around, you have to wear a mask, and service is only seated at the table. You also have to give your contact details and keep a minimum distance of 1.5 meters. Outside, there's only the minimum of 1.5 meters required. We have introduced the Clean and Safe label for our guests. It is a label that shows the commitment and the strict application of all the counter COVID-19 measures of the Swiss government. Activities and events in Switzerland are also back. Many of them still apply protection concepts like mask obligatory or minimum distance inside. In case you feel unwell in Switzerland, testing is very easy. A self-test can be purchased in every pharmacy, and there are many test facilities where you can go when you feel unwell, and they will test you immediately with a quick test where you get the results within 15 minutes. In case this test is positive, you then have to do a PCR test. If you contract COVID-19 in Switzerland, you have to quarantine for 10 days in either the hotel you're staying in or in a holiday apartment. This has to be covered by the guest. If you or your guests are ever unsure about COVID-19 in Switzerland, there is a hotline operating at all times. Flying back from Switzerland to Japan requires a negative PCR test. We have a website where we state all the testing possibilities that we recommend to Japanese guests. The number one facility is at the Terminal 2 of Zurich Airport. This test is officially recognized by the Japanese government. The test results will be delivered within 5 hours if you do the test before 5 o'clock in the evening. And group testing is also possible to arrange with this testing facility. These are the time slots for the testing at Zurich Airport. If you test until 7 o'clock in the morning, you get the test results until 12 o'clock. And if you test after 5 o'clock in the evening, you get the test results the next day at 12. The test results are delivered via email. It has to be printed out to be recognized in Japan when entering the country. Switzerland is in a good place at the moment. More than 45% of the population have been already vaccinated twice. In the last session of the day, I will give you more information about the current situation in Switzerland and also about what we're planning here in Japan in order to get the people ready to travel again soon. But now it is time for the most important people of the day, our partners in Switzerland. They will give you all their news and show you the most beautiful places to get you excited about selling Switzerland again. Enjoy!